Hi everyone, this is Nevada Red, exposing herself to the public, inspired by Miss Incredible Doechi, and I'm gonna do my artist's way journey. Need a bit of more light, merci. So, the book I've started reading, doing, exploring is this one, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. It's funny because this book I knew already many years ago, but I never really committed, never really thought it was worth my time. And now it feels like 2025 was a great beginning. And it's the perfect time. I feel very aligned with this book. Doechi spoke really highly of this book, and apparently it's one of the reasons she was transformed and became the person that she is today, the artist that she is today, the most incredible performer that she is today. And so I'm gonna do the same thing, you know? So each week there's things to do, like different tasks, exercises, and it's tough. I'm not going to lie. It is tough. Every morning we do morning pages, meaning that as soon as we wake up, or as close as waking up as possible, you just get a pen and you start writing stream of consciousness without stopping, 3 to 4 pages every single day. And oh my God. At first, my hand was in pain. My heart was in pain. I had no patience whatsoever, but I committed. I can be very diligent. Can you see me well? Am I squished? I hate that I do this, that I'm like checking myself in, as in I have to be pretty. I don't want to be pretty. I want to be bleh, but me, authentic, the real me. So I'm going to stop doing that. Yeah, you do the morning pages, really tough, but I've now done a week and a lot of shit comes out. Basically, we've got 2 different hemispheres of the brain. One is the logic one, and one is the creative one. The artist and the child within us is in one, and the most rational, tidy, logical side is on the other one. And what the moaning pages do is they allow the logical sort of criticizing side to just basically. And oh my God, the shit that came out, I was like, ugh, should I publish this one day and make it into like a beautiful book of imperfect, dirty, slimy secrets, like the subconscious, unfiltered. Could be a really cool idea. Maybe I'll do that one day. Anyway, exercise 1 that is going to happen every week is that one. And the second one is the artist date, which I want to tell you about it, but in a bit. So, week 1 has had, it's such a beautiful book. Like, you've got these like amazing quotes on the sidelines, and some of them I highlight because they're just so amazing. I'm going to read you a couple. Oscar Wilde said, "The true mystery of the world is the visible, not the invisible." I'm going to leave you with that. And then another one I loved is this one, which, is a bit more into the whole like psychotherapy realm, but nonetheless, it's all connected. Nothing, this is Jung, by the way, a friend of Freud. Nothing has a stronger influence psychologically on their environment, and especially on their children, than the unlived life of the parent. When I read it, I was like, oh my God, most of the trauma that was handed to me by my parents and my family is exactly because they couldn't live out their dreams. They didn't have that luxury. And so all their frustrations and everything that is still stuck within them was like, there you go. This is your Christmas present, darling. Now go and have fun with it. Anyway, I'm not going to I can't remember how Doichi did it. And I'm going to do like my own spin to it. But basically, yeah, week 1 is all about, it's called, maybe I'll cut this bit. Recovering a sense of safety. You know, it's the beginning of the journey. We as artists have felt traumatized, unsafe, stuck, blocked, and this book is going to help you with that. So we're going to recover a sense of safety. I've signed a contract. There's a little contract that says, I, Nevada, understand that I am undertaking an intensive, guided encounter with my own creativity. I commit myself to the 12-week duration of the course. So I'm committed, you know. There's some exercises that are specific to each week. And this week had a few that I'm going to share with you because I think it's important for me to come clean with myself, first of all, but also with my fans who one day will watch this video and get to have a bit of lore about my life and a bit more context. So, this is my beautiful and free like the sea that my mum gave me, and I use it mainly for the book. There's a few exercises. Basically, by doing these morning pages, things come up, shit comes up. And in this shit, you find some blurts. These blurts are like little cartoon monsters, voices that have been passed on to you, comments that people have made about things that you were already fragile about or that really hit your ego, and like you are still carrying the shame of those things. And whenever these blurts come out in this week, your job is to write them down, trace them. Who was the person that told you that the first time? And then you transform it and make it into a positive affirmation using a mantra. A mantra, for those of you who don't know what it is like a sentence, a sequence of words and sounds that you repeat, almost like a prayer, that has the power to touch the subconscious and change the belief that you have inside. So it says time travel. Oh, can you see me? Well, oh God. Everything is collapsing. Like my past, like my life. Okay. So, list 3 old enemies of your creative self-worth. And be as specific as possible. So I've written a few. And not all of them are related to my creative self. But I'm just committing to letting whatever comes my way and put it on the page. I feel a bit nervous, shy, fear of being exposed by sharing all of this, but I think it's part of my creative journey and healing and recovery. So, one of the blurts that came up this week but has been with me for a while is an insecurity about my voice, my singing voice. I was not trained as a singer. I self-taught myself, and I sing, I write music, I'm a songwriter. You know, it's something that I've had a lot of insecurity about, just like doing live performances and like going off pitch because I just jumped and I just did it, and then it was like, oh my God, I went completely off pitch. My voice completely going away whilst on stage. This was like early days, but still, it was very traumatic. And then, you know, I share a lot of me with the people that I love. and which is something that I'm not going to do anymore, like showing my demos and showing like unfinished and unpolished work, like Do It She Said as well, because that can cause the people that receive your stuff, your creative stuff, not really being able to see it the way that you see it, and so they can't really get a full taste and picture of it, and you feeling really vulnerable and exposed, and then yeah, it just doesn't work. But anyway, my mother, who is also like the next time travel list 3 old champions of your creative self-worth, but my mom is in the champion one, in the champion category, but she's also in this category, because I think, yeah, every now and again I would share my demos with her and she would comment on me being off pitch, or me just yeah, not being on pitch basically. And I was like, oh, that hurts, because it's like, why do I care, right? It's a fucking demo. Sorry for swearing. Also, can I swear on YouTube? I think I can. I must swear. If this needs to come out organically and naturally, I have to swear. Yeah, it hurts when people comment on my voice, but I've transformed that and made it into something beautiful, and actually, yeah, like something that I firmly believe, which is this. The mantra is, my voice is perfect as it is. It has a unique timbre, quality and warmth. It's perfect for pop music. It's perfect for me. And I sort of worked with this mantra because it is true, like for pop music, for my own music, my own songs, it's perfect. And I've worked a lot on my voice, and I'm going to keep working this year and next year, having like private classes, private sessions, warming up, just like really committing, because, you know, the voice is like the instrument of the soul, and I want it to be as technically trained as possible so then I can express myself, you know. But anyway, that was just my mom, and then also a friend of mine who I'm not going to name, but she also said, yeah, your voice is like not your main USP, unique selling point. But then that's not what I believe, because then so many people compliment me on my voice, and like the last gig I did last year was like, I received so many compliments about my voice. But anyway, that was just one of them. Another one I'm going to share with you is, like about my age. So, you know, I'm in my late 20s, early 30s, sort of like little bracket. And age doesn't matter, but I've carried this shame because another friend of mine, who has been sort of like a mentor in the music industry so far, he was like, well, you know, like to make it in pop music, you need to be like early 20s. And that has stayed with me throughout my 20s, like feeling this like pressure and like anxiety of like rushing. Oh my God, time is running out. And then like recently I've really like just stopped doing that. First of all, because I now am ready for like my creative career to take charge, to take place, to be present in my life. But before I wasn't. Like, I just wasn't. And so it would have just destroyed me. I would have probably like, I don't know, something would have happened, you know? But now it's like, no, and now I'm at an age where everything feels like mature and ripe, and that's delicious. So I've had to like really like fight this demon with the blurts, these like monsters that I've carried with me, to like fight this voice. I don't think he meant it as like a way to shame me. It's just what he believes the music industry to be, and maybe it is partially, but I'm gonna make my own fucking path and just build my own atemporal, eternal journey as an artist. But anyway, the mantra that then I wrote is actually one that they suggest, which is this, and it's beautiful. My dreams come from God, and God has the power to accomplish them. There is a divine plan of goodness for my work. Divine timing. There's a divine timing for me. There's no need to freaking rush. Life is meant to be lived and enjoyed and what's the word, verb I'm trying to find? Not nourished, savored day by day. So yeah, it's been really like cathartic to do this, to go on this journey. It's really, really intense. Then there's like a couple of different things that, I'm not even gonna tell you. But what's really interesting is this other bit. Well, it's list 3 champions of your creative self. I think that's something beautiful to share. And it's those who wish you and your creativity well. Be specific. I love that. Be specific, right? And whom did I pick? So I picked my theatre teacher when I was young in Italy. She actually sent me a message quite recently, a couple of years ago, saying, I've been working with loads of actors. I'm an actor, in case you didn't know. But you have something that you need to cherish and push and work with, because I really believe in you and you can do it. And receiving that, knowing that she was my mentor when I was really young, on stage, doing like morality plays, like religious plays, because I was at private school. I was in a religious convent. No, I wasn't, but there were a lot of nuns. Yeah, that was really like, okay, thank you. I see you. I see that you believe in me. I will have that with me. And then my therapist, my previous therapist, I'm not with her anymore. She was with me for 5 years. I'm going to name her because she's amazing. Roberta Musillo. And she saved me when I was in the freaking gutters. The gutters? Was I in the gutters? I was in a really low point in my life. Really lost. Really in pain. Really. It was tough. And she was with me. She was strong and told me like it is. We did amazing exercises. I've got... Basically, one time she said that she had had a dream about me. This was like 5 years ago. 5 years ago? Yeah. And she said, I had a dream that you were successful. You had everything you wanted. You were on stage. You were singing. You were like adored by so many different people. And she was like, it really felt true. And I felt it. I was like, fuck. I felt it. It was powerful. It was mysterious. And I always have that memory with me. And then my mum as well. As I said, she's also in this Hall of Fame of celebrity people, because she's always been the most supportive person in my life. Just listening to my songs. She loves I Will Try, for example, which is a song that's out. And yeah, she's my biggest fan, I think. And I love her. So there you go. Last thing I'm going to share, because I think it's quite interesting, is this exercise saying imaginary lives. If you had 5 other lives to lead, what would you do in each of them? And I think that's really interesting. The point of these lives is to have fun in them. It's like, okay, it's a really great exercise, right? It's a really fun game to play. It's like, 5 other lives. I've got these ones. Are you ready? Video game developer. Yes. A military person, being in the Marines. I know. Charity, animal welfare, working to help animals. Yeah, really dear to my heart. An art critic or a journalist. I love commenting on things, sharing my opinions, critiquing art. I love doing that. I actually started writing reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. On Rotten Tomatoes. I've started, writing reviews. Yeah, I love doing it. And then dancer, a professional dancer. I love dancing. I could have been a dancer, I think. Yeah, these are my 5 other lives. I could have written more, but I was like, let's contain myself. Anyway, long video. This is week 1. Thank you for watching. If you watched, I don't know what's going to happen to me in a year's time, in 2 years, if anyone will ever come back and watch this, but this is my truth today. I am committed. I am hopeful. I am trying. Okay. Fare thee well. Au revoir. Hasta luego. Auf Wiedersehen.